Hello everyone and welcome to another Thomas video. So today we're going to take a look at Mono Red Stompy in Thomas format. So this is a deck that just won Arena Championship. So I want to take a look at this deck today, and there's a couple things that kind of stand out compared to the other Mono Red list that I've seen, is that this list is playing 27 mana sources, which is actually quite a lot. And I believe that is probably accounting for the fact that opponents also playing Strip Mine, you're also playing Strip Mine, and you're also going down on some cards through the Fury Evoke, Gemstone Cavern trigger, Chrome Mox triggers, and it's also playing a card that I haven't really tested before, which is the Pyrokinesis. It's a 6 mana instant speed card. Similar to Fury, it can also deal 4 damage divided as you choose among any number of target creatures on the battlefield, but a little bit different from Fury in that it can't target a Planeswalker, which is a bit of a downside, but the fact that it's an instant speed card, it's really good against energy. But outside of that, like nothing too crazy in the main board, but in the sideboard, there's a couple of cards that are kind of a unique tech that I don't really see it often. We have this card called Lithomantic Barrage. Not only is this a really nice card versus something like energy, but against something like a blue deck, it is uncounterable and it does deal 5 damage. So against something like Transform Tameo, it kills it. Potentially, it can even kill things like Psychic Frog as well, which is nice. But the really nice part here is that it's a spell that cannot be countered, so it can be played alongside of the Chalice of the Void, which is a huge bonus in my opinion. And it's also playing a card that you don't really see it too often. It's called Roast. It deals 5 damage to target creature without flying. Why this is really good is because it cleanly answers something like Sheoldred. This deck does draw quite a bit with the One Ring and Fable of the Mirror Breaker. Besides Pyrogoyf, it does have some trouble dealing with something like a Sheoldred, which is why the deck is playing Roast. And the Roast can also cleanly deal with something like Wary Zone Guards or even Isil Explorer, which has been kind of popping up recently here and there. And it's also playing a copy of a Bone Crusher Giant in the sideboard, which I assume is to deal with other One Ring decks. It's also a really nice card to just have versus energy deck as well. So hence that, I'm going to be hopping over to some Town Special 3 to show you guys what the deck does. So let's hop over. Alright. Trying out Mono Red today. We got a Cavern. Maybe this is actually not that bad. We'll see. Chalice for 1. Seems like this is like a mirror match. We might be seeing a mirror match here. I think I am going to Strip Mine here. Can't really play Ragavan, so it's not a mirror match. Could it be like Affinity? Maybe it could be Affinity. No, it was a Sneak and Show. It's a Sneak and Show here. No, it's just a mono red sneak attack deck. Alright, so attack. And then we're gonna go into full control. Get rid of a Ragavan. And then kill that. I might actually get rid of that ancient... No, that ancient tomb is actually not doing anything. Certainly opponent probably plays like a basic land. There's just no way. Sacrifice this. It's pretty nice that that's actually, you know, artifact land. And then we attack and opponent's dead. Very nice. So it's kind of like a sneak and show that's playing Chomping Mastosaur. It seems like. We want Disruptor Flute. Chalice is out. What else do we want? We are going second, so maybe we'll have another Gemstone Cavern instead of maybe a Sokensen. Question is, does the opponent play One Ring? Maybe we want Vexing Bauble in case opponent plays like Omniscience with the show and tell. I think that's really about it. Only other card that I can think of is like if opponent plays One Ring, we do want a copy of a Bone Crusher Giant, but let's go. Alright, we have a Gemstone Cavern again into a Ragavan. Not so shabby. I think I am going to get rid of a Pinnacle Monk here. It's either that or Ragavan. My next turn is Disruptor Flute. Maybe that's better because I want to call Show and Tell with the Disruptor Flute. And they could also have a Chalice again. Alright, so we are gonna go in case opponent plays Force of Negation. I'll Disruptor Flute. Call Show and Tell. I'll go into Magus of the Moon next turn. So that shuts down Ancient Tomb. I'll go into the One Ring. Nah, they could just be waiting on the 5th mana. A Pyrogoyf. So Cavern Consume comes out. I hope it's not Emrakul. It was an Atraxa. So they get another Cavern Consumed, Sneak Attack. No creatures though. Oh, there is a creature. That's a bad news. They have a Sneak Attack plus Chomping Mastosaur. So Sneak Attack, Cavern Consume, Chomping Mastosaur, Chalice. I kinda hope opponent plays Chalice. They don't. Nice, 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 nice. We found One Ring, so we are putting an artifact in the graveyard. That's cool. We do delay a turn with Cavern Consumed. That is really, really nice, actually. Really doesn't change the fact that they have a Cavern Consumed and a Sneak Attack, though. Because if I call... If I flute... Cavern Consumed... I mean, Sneak Attack... Ooh, this is kind of, maybe I can wait on the Disruptor Flute until opponent resolves a Sneak Attack? Nah, I think I should do it now. Because I don't want to die with the Sneak Attack on my turn, and I really want to draw into potentially like a Broadside Bombardier and potentially win the game. 3, 5. If I draw a Bombardier, that's 7. Plus 1 ring. Okay, so they're just going to hard cast it. Hard cast it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I can technically play this and kill this next turn. That's really good. Wow, they got rid of an Aatroxa when they have Cavern Consumed. They could have easily gotten rid of a Sneak Attack. Thinking about it. No, it would actually put an enchantment in the graveyard, so it actually wouldn't work. Ooh, that's pretty bad. Huh. Might actually lose if they have a creature to go along with the Cavern Consumed and Sneak Attack here. Yikes. Okay, final turn. Potentially. For me. Ah, they have a creature. And it's a Chomping Massasaur, so... I think we are dead, right? 4, 8, and then we take damage from the 1 ring. Man, that's a lot of... That's 3 copies of Chomping Massasaur without even drawing a card. Yeah, we kind of got a little bit unlucky because we couldn't find a Broadside Bombardier. But it is what it is. Also, they still have Chalice, despite the deck only having Ragavan, which is a bit interesting. Okay. Let us Ragavan. Okay. Attack. Steam Vent. I think I have to call... Like, don't I need to call Show and Tell in case opponent has a Show and Tell? Show and tell. Oh, I should have played the... I should have played it. What a mistake. I was thinking about my Fury and the Chrome Mox here. Ooh, we might actually just lose the game here. What a mistake. What a mistake. What a mistake here. So they did actually have a Fury as well. So this is 4 damage. So I can do X equals 2 next turn with the Fury, but I need a red mana card with the Fury. If opponent actually didn't play a show and tell, I would actually have such an easy time with the Disruptor Flute. But they do, so it's a lot more difficult. Maybe I shouldn't even call show and tell to begin with, though. A Fury as well. Because even if I go X equals 2 on this thing and then Fury, I still have a Fury to deal with. This is really tough. Maybe I shouldn't have ever called show and tell with the Disruptor Flute. Maybe that was a mistake. But then again, I don't think I would have ever called Seeding Song with the Disruptor Flute anyways. So I think I would have actually lost this game no matter what. But not playing the Vexing Bauble because I have a Chrome Mox and Fury may have actually caused this to happen, but they would have still been able to Chomping Massasaur the following turn because they could have just Seeding Songed into a Chomping Massasaur. But still seems like a pretty rough matchup. Oh, that's a mulligan. That is a keep. I'll go Ragavan. If it gets killed, we get to play Fable, so seems pretty good. Seems like they have a Solitude, or maybe even something else. Okay. Okay, I will go Fable. I don't want to play the Strip Mine yet because this deck plays crop rotation. Actually, we can do Sundering Eruption plus a Strip Mine, which is kind of cool. I still explore. So they do have a Worry Zone Guard. They do have a Worry Zone Guard. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I can do X equals 4 to kill this thing. And then we can strip mine the Ancient Tomb. Yeah, we can strip mine the Ancient Tomb here. Okay, Dark Depths comes out. Pretty scary. We're going to Sundering Eruption the Dark Depths, or maybe even Yavi Maya. Attack. Should we actually get rid of Yavi Maya or Dark Depths? Yavi Maya means that they don't have a green source. Oh, that was actually dumb. If they have a Thespian Stage, they can play just Thespian Stage and then use this token to... Oh, I've missed the fact that they had an Eldrazi spawn to use the mana. So it actually should have been the Dark Depths there. That's not good. Okay, a lot of lands coming out. Into an Iceland Explorer. They can play one more additional land here. Into a Strip Mine, Strip Mine. Okay. So we can kill this turn. Since we draw land. We do have to sacrifice a Ragavan though. We actually would have won if we had a red card to pitch to the Fury, so we can copy the Fury this turn and attack. Opponent just auto-tapped. Oh, no. The Yavi Maya is actually giving the Strip Mines green mana. This should be a pretty good matchup, right? Because we play things like Magus of the Moon. Alright. Let's play Roast. So between Roast, Pyrogoyf, and Fury, we shouldn't have much problem killing the Worry Zone Guard. Do we want Disruptor Flute for Thespian Stage? Perhaps. How important is Chalice? Crop Rotation, Reclaimer, Exploration. I guess it's kind of important. I'll cut 2 Ragavans. I'm thinking maybe go down on pyrokinesis. I'll actually have unlicensed hearse as well. Maybe I'll only play 3 chalice. Yeah, I'll go down on Ragavan. So I have an ancient tomb for like the strip mine loop. I do have an unlicensed hearse for that. Maybe that's okay. So we have an unlicensed hearse for the strip mine loop, and then we have strip mine for opponent's dark depths. So we're gonna go into unlicensed hearse. It's pretty bad, actually. That's pretty bad. Well, well, well. Let's get rid of Pyrogoyf. The 3 Shaman. What is their last card? It's a Rumble. Oh, they got another Horizon Guard. That's not good. That is not good. Broadside Bombardier. Short. Okay, opponent tapped the strip mine. The auto tapper. All right. So now I can sacrifice the unlicensed hearse to the Weary's Own Guard just to kill it. Maybe that's what I need to do here. Since I'm just gonna die to Weary's Own Guard if I don't sacrifice this unlicensed hearse. Hopefully nothing too crazy happens here. Nice. Very nice. So this could be a crop rotation opponent has. Alright, GG's. Okay, we're playing against potentially an energy deck. We do have a pyrokinesis. If I don't draw an ancient tomb, I don't think this hand's very good. Maybe because of pyrokinesis, maybe this hand is okay. We'll see. If I lose this one, it's my fault, basically. I didn't mulligan. Yep, it is an energy deck. Very nice surveil. Into bombardment immediately. Might have to fire off an early pyrokinesis. Especially if it's like a Johnny coming out next turn. A very slow hand from me. Also the pride. Wow, this hand is so bad. How can it be so bad? So many clunky cards. Just wow. I'm just gonna play this as a blocker.
It's not perfect.
That's rough, actually.
We have peace.
That is a bit rough. Alright, so... Technically, I am taking more damage, but... Okay, we need to top deck a land here. I have to deal with the Flage too. This is rough, actually. No land. Frustrating. That was a frustrating game. Alright, I'll have a Pyrokinesis. One copy of a Hearse. I mean, Magus is probably really bad, actually. I'll have a Bone Crusher Giant. And I'll have Lithomantic Barrage. Ragavan's actually especially bad in this matchup. We'll go with this. Yeah, we just drew like all of our 4-mana cards. I was kind of hoping that the draws actually like fix themselves, but didn't happen. Feels bad. I could delay turn 2 again. In hopes of me drawing... Yeah, let's actually delay opponent's turn 2. If I draw a 3-mana card here, like, we're set. It's actually really, really good for us. And we didn't. We could try that again. Yeah, we can try that again. Right. Let's try that again. Because if I draw a 3-mana card here, we're in such a good shape. Nice. Wow, they just had million lands. The land is good. The land is really good here. Removal spells also really good. Ajani's kind of annoying.
Right beside me, brother. Tooth and claw, I will have vengeance. Let fury ignite your heart.
But it does answer opponent pretty well here. I think I'm just going to go 1 ring here. Into a Fury. It does answer opponent's board very well. Unless I want to play Fury next turn. Like as a creature. I think I'll just Fury here. Because I have a protection from a Goblin Bombardment. Take less damage.
Evil thrives unchecked.
Okay, it looks like opponent has a lot of 1-mana cards stuck in their hand. Thundering Eruption. Not the card that I'm looking for. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Bit underwhelming. So they're just going to lead with the Giganta. Hieroglyph is currently a 2-3. I think I'll just play one ring and then play Fable, so I don't take damage. So we see another Pyroglyph. We have a land creature artifact. Sorcery. So now the Pyroglyph is dealing 4 damage. Let's see if I can attack with the Broadside Bombardier, actually. Okay. I guess opponent's dead. Unless they have like instant speed life gain, but we'll see. Okay. Very nice. My sideboard seems okay. Yeah, seems okay. Let's go. Okay, fantastic. Also Pride. Also Pride. Yeah, this is our good matchup, right? We want to see energy decks in the ladder. All right. Couple things I can do. I can play out the Fury right now, or I can just play Fable here. So I can play the Fury with the Bombardier next turn. I think I'm going to play the Fury with the Bombardier next turn. Another Johnny.
Nothing is more important than family. Traitors will be punished. More join our cause!
Let's see. If this last card is a removal spell, 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't think I can play Fury. I think we actually keep all these. I don't think I can play the Fury after attacking. Right? Which is kind of sad.
Unhand me.
Yeah, we're missing. We just missed out on like 7 damage because we couldn't play the Fury after attacking. Okay, so it does look like this is a removal spell. No, it's not. Okay, since opponent fetched first, I can now distribute the damage.
I have failed you, brother.
I don't think I want to... Yeah, I was going to say I wasn't going to use the treasure token because I kind of want to play the One Ring after I attack with the Shaman since I'm taking damage with the Ancient Tomb. Alright, so we took a look at this deck today. It didn't really have the craziest score, like it was like 3-2. We lost the game at the start, and we also lost to a mirror match at the end. And it does seem like the mirror match is gonna come down to whether or not who gets to have the Fable down on turn 1 into One Ring, so... But that first match was definitely difficult. If that deck wasn't playing both the Show and Tell and Sneak Attack, it actually would have been a lot easier. Maybe I shouldn't have even called the Sneak Attack with the Disruptor Flute, but by the end, it just kind of came down to opponent hard casting the Chomping Massasaur, which couldn't really be dealt with Disruptor Flute at all. So yeah, that deck seems very hard to deal with, considering that it doesn't even get hit by things like Magus of the Moon and stuff like that, and they also have like ritual effects. So it does seem a little bit difficult to answer, and it also doesn't get hit by the Chalice, so it has all the things that makes it really hard for this deck to deal with, which is why I think we lost that game. Against the Energy, like I mentioned, the match was really, really easy. Except for that first game, I did keep a very questionable hand, and I did say if I lose this one, it's on me, since I didn't mulligan. But post-sideboard, like, you just have so many answers like Pyrokinesis, Lithomantic Barrage, right? Bunker's Giant, even Roast if you really wanted to bring it, but I wouldn't. And then, like, opponent has to deal with, like, mainboard Chalice, Fury, Pyrokinesis, like, it's just a nightmare for the Energy. And Mono Red was brought to the championship because the pro players expected a lot of energy decks, so it worked out fantastically. Against like a Mono Black Reanimator, I do think this deck maybe has like a 40 to 60 matchup. I think it's the Reanimator favored, but Michael played very well against that deck, so that's how he was able to win the championship there. But I still think the Reanimator has an easier time against this matchup, so expect to see a lot of maybe mirror matchups if you play this deck. But from what I played a little bit, despite going 3-2, the deck did feel really nice. The deck did feel really, really nice, which is pretty surprising because it is playing 27 lands. But like I said in the intro, with the Evoke triggers taking away cards, Pyrokinesis, Chrome Mox also taking away cards, I think it's taking into account all these, plus a Strip Mine, and that's the reason why it's playing 27 mana sources. So yeah, that is gonna be it for today's video. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys all next one. Bye bye.